Well, we could do it immediately if we had the political courage to do it, and that would be to let's take our baseline back to where it was in 2007. The last budget under Republican Congress. Let's take our budget back to 2007, and if we need to cut from there, let's do an across-the-board cut. Figure out what that amount is. Is it 1%? Is it 3%? Is it 5%? I don't know what that number is, but that would be a simple and straightforward way to do so, to get us on some path where we're at least not destroying ourselves from a fiscal standpoint. The president's talked about a spending freeze after the election. I mean, it's preposterous. You've already run the bill up as high as you possibly can and then say we're going to freeze at this level. No, you're not. You've got to back down from this level or it is financial Armageddon. So if we were to come back down to a baseline that was reasonable, I think fiscal year 2007's budget would be a reasonable place to start. Other people might argue differently, but nevertheless, let's start someplace. If we need to cut further from there, let's cut from that baseline, not from the baseline where we are today, where we've inflated the Department of Education's appropriation by 100%, where the Department of Energy has $30 billion that they can't spend because they don't know what to spend it on from stimulus money. This is the nonsense that's driving people crazy. We come back to a responsible baseline budget, cut from there. Now, that's not the end of it. There are certainly important things that where the federal government needs to spend its money, and those are the arguments and the hard discussions and hard debates that we need to have. That's why we're elected to Congress. We're not elected to Congress just to be in Congress. We're elected to make hard decisions. My opinion, for what it's worth, is I think we should end the whole notion of mandatory spending. Everything ought to be on budget every year. Make us find the dollars to fund Medicaid and Medicare. Make us find the dollars to fund Social Security. If that means cutting somewhere else, then so be it. But make us live within our means, as every single American family is having to do right now. But we have not been behaving that way. I think an immediate show of good faith with the American people, drop our baseline back to a level where it was reasonable before we inflated it, and then cut from there across the board. Then spend our time trying to fine tune that. Former Speaker Newt Gingrich came and talked to a group about the balanced budget amendment a few months ago up in Congress, and they never got the balanced budget amendment passed when the Speaker was Speaker. They passed it in the House. It came within one vote of passing in the Senate, and it failed. And rather than despairing of the fact that they failed to get the amendment passed, Speaker Gingrich and those around him decided that, well, we're just going to balance the budget and see what happens. And they did. And what happened was they had a balanced budget. And in fact, they were able to return some money in surplus. Now, they never actually fully paid off what they were stealing from Social Security, so it wasn't truly a surplus, but it was certainly much better fiscal shape than we are today. Part of that was because the economy was good at the end of the 1990s, but I would argue that even in a down economy, you don't need to just simply go wild as we have done the past couple of years. You do need to spend on things that are important. National defense, research for new and breakthrough technologies and medical treatments for the future. These things are important and they do need to be funded. So not all spending is bad, but certainly we've reached a point where everyone feels that every American feels that our spending is way in excess of where it should be. Now, people may argue about what their pet projects are, but our spending is way in excess of where it should be. And I referenced Mr. Ryan's roadmap a few minutes ago. David Walker, who was the Comptroller General before his recent retirement, said, look, we are facing such a budgetary crisis that even if you back out the funding for the Iraq War, even if you back out earmarks, even if you back out waste, fraud, and abuse, we're still on an unsustainable path. The path that we have set in motion with entitlement spending is really what's going to be it threatens the very fabric of our republic. That's what we've got to get our arms around. We can argue about spending for the Iraq War. We can argue about cutting back on waste, fraud, and abuse. But really, we have to get our arms around entitlement spending, or it doesn't matter who is president this term, next term, or the term after. They are going to have a debt that's greater than any president that preceded them because of the growth of entitlement spending.